Hi everyone, welcome to Beyond Decadent Planning with Erin. Today I am cash planning for the next 2 weeks. I use a zero-based cash budgeting system. What that means is that every dollar that is accounted for and has a purpose. I chose this method as I had had a bad habit of seeing money in my account and thinking that there was enough in there, not only to cover my bills, but anything else that I really wanted to purchase. This caused me to not save anything and then get deeper into credit card debt. I've seen a lot of people have success getting debt-free with this method and wanted to give it a try. I actually started this last fall and stayed on it for about 2 months. Unfortunately, I went back to my bad habits, so I restarted this again about a month ago and have been, or sorry guys, wow, it's been about 2 months now, and have been making really good progress to not get further into credit card debt. So how I make it work for me is that I plan out my family income every 2 weeks. All of the money that I allocate to bills stays in my account, and then all of the rest is actually withdrawn in cash and put into envelopes labeled with a purpose. This paper before you actually lists out all of my current categories. So we will go through that. So for this month, this 2 weeks, I actually have $985 that my family and I are able to put towards our discretionary spending. And so my first 5 categories right here typically are about the same every single 2 weeks. And the reason for that is it's what we think we were going to spend over the next 2 weeks in that period. The ones here are my most frequent purchases. So there are things that I'm not really putting money in there to save for. I fully expect that I'm going to spend that money for each of these things for different reasons. So for my gas, my husband and I both have a car. So we typically budget $125. And the reason for that is one of us, whoever is doing more driving that week, will actually get the $75. And then whoever is doing the least amount of driving will get $50. So typically, I'm not sure how much you're familiar with Canadian gas prices. It's a little crazy right now. So $75 does not fill a tank, but typically there's a little bit left in there from the last time. And so that amount has to last us for the full 2 weeks. So we're really just putting enough in there for us to get by for the first little bit. If we actually wanted to fill both tanks, then I would say it would be closer to 200, maybe 180 if we're being generous. So like I said, I have $985. So I am going to take away $125. So I know how much I have left to put into all the various categories. The next one I'm going to put in is groceries. Groceries is also another really big purchase that I have. I think I'm going to do 500. I'm out of a lot of my essentials for my pantry and stuff. So like pasta or breadcrumb, like stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I have enough covered to repopulate some of that stuff. So that's probably my biggest purchase. Again, this is spread over 2 weeks, so it's $250 for each week. I do have a Canadian family of 4 with 2 growing boys in it, and they eat a lot. So 500 is probably just enough to for what we need. I mean, honestly, we probably could spend way more than that, especially if we're getting a whole bunch of meat and fresh things, but I managed to meal plan as well so that I can make that money spread out. So we are going to take that 500 out of here. So that gives us $360. Another fixed expense that I have is my subscriptions. So this is for things like Netflix and Amazon Prime, Disney. We don't have cable television, so we just watch everything on streaming services. And between the 4 of us, those were kind of the most common ones that we use. So what I do, that also comes off my credit card every month for each of those purchases, but what I do is I actually save the money throughout the month. So $20 on each pay. And then I'll put that at the end of the month, I'll put that on my credit card in advance of the purchase. So now we are down to $340. I also typically do about $50 for restaurants. And the reason for that is my family and I do not eat out a lot, but usually once in the next couple weeks. So we're not going to go anywhere fancy, but I want to make sure that we do have that option if we so choose. Entertainment, I don't really have anything major going on this week other than the kids are into sports. So we may have a movie night or something like that, in which case then I think I'm going to put $40 to this. Yeah, 290, so minus 40. Just so that we have stuff to get snacks, or if we wanted to rent a movie off Cineplex or something like that, we have that option. And then finally, household is the other one that I also keep in my everyday binder. So that's for things like laundry detergent or dish soap, hand soap, that kind of thing. So things that the entire household is going to use. I do have some purchases that I need to make for this. So laundry detergent is one of them. So I think I'm going to put 25 into that. So that gives us $225. Medical. So now we're getting into my longer term savings or sinking funds. A sinking fund is something that you're putting money in regularly because you're saving for a specific amount. In this case, for medical, I'm not saving for a specific amount, but it is something that I want to continuously build up and build up and build up because I'm continuously withdrawing. So just in case I have a major, and again, even though I'm in Canada, I do have to pay for prescriptions. I have some insurance coverage through my work, but it only covers about 80%. So I want to make sure that I have enough in there, in that envelope for things, for prescriptions or Band-Aids or Tylenol or any of that wonderfulness. So we're going to put $100 in. And that leaves us with $125. Clothing. So I think I'm going to come back to that. I don't know if we necessarily need any clothing, but I want to say that envelope is getting low. So we're going to come back to that. The next priority, and same with gifts, we're going to come back to that one as well. Vacation, I know I definitely need to bump up that envelope. I had to put the kids' passport photos in, and that was $114, or passport applications for our trip in November to the States. And so I want to build that envelope up again because we'll also be using that for our spending money while we're down there in November. So we'll put 35, and that leaves us with 90. Another one. So beauty, we'll come back to that. Christmas, I think I do need to put a little bit more money in there. So I think I'm going to do $20. The reason for that is we're next week is October. I can't believe it's October. Like, it feels like, I don't know, the month of September just went by so quickly, and I've been so busy, and I don't even know where the time went. So yeah, Christmas is coming soon, so I got to start like doing some Christmas shopping. So I think we need to build that up a little bit. So we are going to put $20 in there. And then sports. So I think I said earlier that my kids are into sports. So I think we'll do $30 there. Even though all the registration fees and equipment and everything has been paid for, already this year. Now we're getting into the teams are made, and so now it's cash calls for things like tournaments, so hotel expenses, gas for for all of those tournaments. So this definitely needs to be built up as well. So that leaves us with $40. Oh, that does not give us much. Okay, so, and then the other thing is school. I have actually, I've paid most of the things for school, but there are things throughout the year like, oh, what are those? They're like excursions, road trips. Oh, I forgot the name of them, but like things that your class will go to. So I do want to keep an amount in there, and because I spent so much on that lately, just getting started with like school supplies and stuff, I definitely need to build that back up again. So that only leaves us with $20, which is not great. So going back up to the top, okay, I think I am going to put $5 into clothing, mainly because my kids are growing like weeds, and my older son got onto a very high tier team. So he now has to wear fancy clothes to his games. So anyways, I have to buy him some clothes eventually, so we're gonna put a little bit of money in there. Beauty, I need to get my hair cut, so I need to start building that back up again, so we're gonna put $5 in there. Where else? Emergency, I need to put some money in emergency, because I think I just depleted that quite a bit because we had an issue. Oh, emergency. Costco. I don't think we need anything in Costco. I don't think we need anything in gifts. I think we're going to put that last $5 into car. That emergency I had was car, so I actually depleted that as well. So we will go ahead. So hopefully that will give us $985. So I'm just going to double check. There we go. Okay, so we balance. Now I need to figure out what denominations where all this stuff is going to be in. Because like I said, this is for 2 weeks. So when I do gas, I need to make sure I have that 50 and that 75. So we are going to have two 50s, a 20, and a 5 so that we can split it up that way. Same with entertainment. Maybe I want to spend 20 one week. Maybe I want to spend 20 another week. So we are going to go ahead and just do 2 20s. Groceries, we want 250. So we will do 4 100s and 2 50s. Restaurants, I think I always do 20s and 10s again, just in case, like maybe I want to do a Starbucks, or maybe I want to do a bunch of different Starbucks. So rather than doing a $50 bill, we'll just go ahead and do 2 20s and a 10. Subscriptions, we can just do a 20. Like I said, I save that until the end of the month. So the bigger denomination, the better. Household, I think we will do 20 and a 5. Medical, I'm just going to do a 100. Clothing is a 5. Vacation, 20, 10, and a 5. Beauty is a 5. Christmas is a 20. Emergency a 5. Sports a 20 and a 10. Car is a 5. And school is a 20. So let's hope all these add up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives us 35. 1, 2, 3. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 220. And then for 50s, which is 200, 5 for 500. Okay, so 500 plus 200, 220, 30, 95. Perfect. Okay, so we are good. So that is my budget. So now I'm going to go to the bank and withdraw $985 in all of these denominations so that I can do my envelope stuffing. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, I would love it if you hit that like button. If you have any advice or tips or tricks, or even just want to talk about what you do, I would love to hear or see some of your comments. And then finally, if you want to see more, I would love it if you could hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.